Like and subscribe and click the bell icon to get new video updates.
NT Coroner releases findings into Disappearance of Larrimah man Paddy Moriarty. The NT Coroner has referred the suspected death of Larrimah man Paddy Moriarty to the Director of Public Prosecutions, saying his mysterious disappearance was likely the result of criminal offences. Mr Moriarty, 70, was last seen when he left the town's Pink Panther pub with his red kelpie Kellie on the evening of December 16, 2017. Despite extensive searches in the days following his disappearance, as well as the offer of a $250,000 reward, no trace of Mr Moriarty or his dog has ever been found. After yesterday completing his inquest into Mr Moriarty's suspected death, Coroner Greg Cavanagh this morning handed down his findings. In my opinion, Paddy was killed in the context of and likely due to the ongoing feud he had with his nearest neighbours, the findings read. He likely died on the evening of the 16th of December 2017. However, he said the cause of the 70-year-old's death was not able to be determined. Coroner's findings of the night Paddy disappeared. In his findings, Mr Cavanagh said on the night of December 16, 2017, Mr Moriarty rode home from the Pink Panther pub on his quad bike. He then put the mostly eaten chicken in the microwave, put his wallet on the table and his hat in its usual place, put the dog food in the dog's bowl and got his own meal out of the freezer, Mr Cavanagh wrote. He then went outside with his dog. There is no evidence as to where he went, however it is likely that the new plants at Fran Hodgetts' place were of some attraction. Neighbourly tensions before disappearance. Mr Cavanagh said a feud between Mr Moriarty and Ms Hodgetts had been escalating. The coroner today said in August 2017, Ms Hodgett called the police and alleged her plants had been poisoned, and blamed Mr Moriarty and her ex-husband, but she had no proof because her CCTV camera lines had been cut. During yesterday's hearing, it was revealed police had secretly installed a listening device into the Larrimah residence of Owen Laurie about 2 weeks after Mr Moriarty's disappearance. Mr Laurie had been employed in September 2017 as the live-in gardener of pie shop owner Fran Hodgetts, who had been in a decade-long dispute with Mr Moriarty. The inquest previously heard Mr Laurie, who had been fully briefed about the neighbourly tensions, and had his own verbal altercation with Mr Moriarty about his dog several days before he went missing. I killerated old Paddy Counsel. Assisting the coroner Kelvin Currie played to the court 8 scratchy audio segments of a man apparently speaking and singing to himself. While the words were very difficult to discern, Mr Currie told the inquest that detectives had listened with headphones and believed Mr Laurie had allegedly said he had killed Mr Moriarty with a hammer. An inquest into the disappearance of Paddy Moriarty hears secret police recordings in which a local gardener can be allegedly heard saying he killed the 70-year-old with a claw hammer. Read more effing idiots, yeah, tell them what I've done, hit with a effing hammer, tell them how I hit you with a effing hammer, he is alleged to have said in one of the recordings. In another recording, captured between January and June 2018, Mr Laurie is alleged to have said, I killerated old Paddy. I effing killerated him, struck him on the head and killerated him, basherated him, doof, yes he did, basherated him. Mr Laurie told the inquest he did not make the comments. He then said he would not be responding to further questions and would exercise his right to remain silent to avoid potentially incriminating himself. Mr Laurie previously told the inquest he had nothing to do with Mr Moriarty's disappearance. During yesterday's hearing, Ms Hodgetts told the court she was not involved in Mr Moriarty's disappearance and rejected claims that she had offered to pay up to $10,000 for him to be killed by a hitman. I can tell you now, I never ever paid anybody to bump Paddy off, she said. I swear to God on my mother's grave I know nothing about Paddy. Yesterday's hearing also heard from other witness, road train driver Michael Pangy, who told the inquest a former colleague called Richard had claimed that he and another man known as Roo Dog had shot Mr Moriarty and his dog before burying them near Mataranka. Posted 2 hours ago, updated 46 m ago.